So, hemp extract made from the cannabis sativa plant that's high in this component called CBDs, no psychoactive components. I'm going to keep saying that to you because I know we need to keep, shifting this brainwashing we've had. Totally safe. Is made from primarily the stalks, some seeds, some flowers, but primarily the stalks of this amazing plant. If left on its own, it'll grow like 12 feet tall. It's huge. It grows in all sorts of conditions. It's a hardy plant. It helps to create more nutrients in the soil. It's like truly God's gift to us. So when we talk about the active ingredient, THC, legally, in the United States, the psychoactive compounds in the plant that can have psychoactive effects make you relaxed, little highs, we call it. In the hemp extract formulas that are legally allowed in all 50 states, they're allowed to have 0.3% or less. As we're looking at history and what's happened, we have this man to thank for this renewal, this awakening, this revival of the gifts of the hemp plant. And his name is Dr. Raphael Mechoulam. He is an Israeli. He's a chemist. He's a professor. He is researching this plant for the past 50 years. And he is the giant. He's considered the giant in the field of the hemp research and of the recognition of this plant. Because when he was a young PhD student, he decided no one really knew what marijuana, as it's called, this plant that has the high THC component, no one really knew what are these compounds? How do they work? No one investigated it. So he snuck in some plants to his lab and started to do the research. And what he found was so extraordinary and so profoundly transforming to our world, actually, that it started this revolution. And what he found was not just understanding the components of this plant and what the many components, there are 144 different oils in this plant, what they all can do, but he discovered something else of profound and immense importance. He discovered that the compounds in these plants actually fit into very specific receptors or docking stations in our body. And they fit into receptor sites that no one identified before. And he discovered what is known as the endocannabinoid system. So the compounds in hemp are called cannabinoids. And they fit into a system in our body of docking stations. And our body makes some of these compounds endogenously, which is why he called it the endogenous endocannabinoid system. But it's a system that also can be replenished from taking of compounds from plants, like the hemp plant. Now, why is this important? Why was this like a major discovery? I mean, if he hasn't won a Nobel Prize, he should. By the time he, leaves this planet, he should have won a Nobel Prize. Because what he discovered has changed the lives of millions of people around the world, has transformed the health, has offered health to people who never had health before. And what the endocannabinoid system does in the body, it creates what we call homeostasis. So the body is an amazing system of checks and balances. You have to stay within a very narrow range to survive. Your pH has to be a certain range in your blood. Your temperature has to be in a very certain range. Your blood pressure, everything has to be in a very certain range for us to survive. And that condition is called homeostasis. It's when the body is able to be in perfect balance to perform all of the thousands and thousands and thousands of function optimally. So what the active ingredient of the hemp extract does is it reinforces, it strengthens, it awakens the endocannabinoid system, which controls every system in your body. It is the general. It is the general. It has the influence over your immune system, your reproductive system, your endocrine system, your respiratory system, your nervous system. It is the master controller. If you can support and optimize the functioning of your endocannabinoid system, you can get all your other systems back into balance and harmony and functioning again. Does that make sense? Do you think that's important? So we like to, in Western medicine, you go to your, you go to one doctor for this condition, you go to another doctor for that condition, you go to the third, and often they don't talk to each other. It's like breaking you up into bits. With the endocannabinoid system, working with the endocannabinoid system, by supporting the endocannabinoid system, you are able to support and regulate and bring into balance all these other systems in your body. That's profound. That's why this is a profound discovery.